we're back with another episode.
All right, y'all. Welcome back again. Did you turn your phone off? Sorry.
I always turn my phone off.
I didn't.
It's you.
Yes,
Baby, it's you.
Okay. All right. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler.
That was you.
That's because my family wants to be difficult today. I'm just gonna turn my watch off.
Oof. Just put on Do Not Disturb.
Too difficult. All right. First of all, we just want to start off by saying thank you so much for all of our wonderful followers and family, the Face Off Pod family, who answered all the questions that we asked this past week, especially on what was your favorite Girl Scout cookie.
Thin Mint.
There was an overwhelming amount of people
for the best Girl Scout cookie.
It's not the best, but there were. I mean, clearly all of you people are psychopaths. So I guess that's a good thing, I guess. I don't know.
Is it just a chocolate mint thing for you, or is it specifically Thin Mint?
It's the chocolate mint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and anything that has chocolate and mint in it does not. No.
I'm with you. Like, usually that's gross, but there's like it's like there's different. There's like nasty chocolate and mint, and then there's like good chocolate and mint. Yeah,
I just feel like no chocolate mint does not need to be covered.
But what about like Andy's mints?
No.
Okay. Don't worry about it. We're gonna move on.
Not at all.
Not even gonna try to win this battle.
So our winner, we had a contest, and we basically said for the seventh person who responded. Well, at first I said random seventh person, which is an oxymoron. Anyway,
for the most random seventh person,
exactly
responds to this.
So our winner is Alyssa's gonna announce. I should have put a drum roll on here, but I didn't. It's fine.
At Sophia Campos.
Woo-hoo!
Woo!
Yes.
She's our winner. She will be receiving a box of the superior Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint.
Okay, I don't think that they're superior, but I definitely think
they are.
Whatever.
Agree to disagree.
You get Thin Mints. Congratulations, you get the nastiest box. Anywho, so yes, shouts out to Sophia Campos. Thank you so very much for all of your support, and we will be putting those cookies in the mail for you. Hopefully I won't crush them up before I send them out.
You're going to be all melted in this 100-degree Texas
from
heat.
Monica. So how was your week this past week?
It was okay. Actually, it was good. I had a good week. Yeah. I was off on Friday.
Yeah.
Actually, I was supposed to be off the whole week.
Yeah, because you left me at work by myself.
I did. I was supposed to be
bitch.
off the whole week, but I blessed my job with my presence, and I ended up showing up because my plans got canceled.
Good for you.
And then I was at the lake all weekend with my family. It was the first time we've all been together in a long time, so it was good.
That's
I love. You know what? It's just like it's a body of water for me. Like I need to be near a body of water.
Was it super hot though?
It was windy because we were up on a hill.
Oh, okay.
Or like
gotcha.
whatever. It felt really good. We were on the water. I just need like the negative ions, I guess. I feel much better.
Yeah.
So family time was good. My family's wild.
Cool beans. That's good.
But yeah, I'm good. Recharged, ready to go. What about you? How was your week?
My week was pretty cool.
You spent it with me, so it couldn't have been bad.
Pretty much. Well, it was horrible. We're talking about that in the rehab corner. But I mean, my week was pretty good, pretty chill. Filled with lots of editing. Other than that, I realized my student actually brought this to my attention that this week coming up is actually her last week here. So I'm like,
that flew by.
Yeah, I'm not excited about that. I'm very sad because now I have to go back to do my own work. On the cusp of that, then I have to work this weekend for 4th of July weekend, but I'll be able to get time and a half. So
nothing against her, but I'm personally over students. So
why?
They're not for me right now. It's not sitting with my soul. Here's the thing. When you have a shit ton of work to do and you're stuck with a student that's not yours, but they keep having to work with them, it's professionally frustrating.
Well, yeah, because they're slow.
And I'm trying to be cognizant of the fact that they are still learning and that they need to be taught.
And that you were once a student just recently.
Yeah.
And
that I was once a student and that this is the space for them, right? Like, I need to make space for them to learn and grow. But I'm like, hey,
speed it the fuck up.
We have 23 minutes to learn and grow. Yeah. So, and it's not your student. Usually she's pretty good.
Yeah.
She's also very good about like when I seem rust, she's like, I'm going to shut up and let you do what you need to do so you can go. And I'm like, oh, I appreciate that so much.
She's definitely very docile. Like she will just defer to whoever is the more aggressive person in the room. And not necessarily, I won't say aggressive, the most assertive person that's in the room.
Yeah.
So I think that's why her clinical coordinator put her with me because he's like, I need her to come out of her shell a little bit. So of course, you put it with, the person who's pretty much awesome at what she does. Anyway, but yeah.
So it's fine. I think it's a male thing too.
Male students suck.
Yeah.
Because they're stupid.
They don't. Men are not, I'm going to blanket statement this. Men are not good about not knowing things and acting like like being humble about the fact that they do not know things and deferring to the more knowledgeable person. Your last male student was actually good about it.
Yeah.
But in general,
they don't pay attention to detail. And
they don't pay attention to detail. I'm big on like emotional intelligence and reading the room and being very sensitive to your patient and the situation. And like, you know, with our job, you can push someone so far or like joke so much, but then it's not funny anymore and you need to back off. And they don't get that all the time.
Is that you hitting the table?
It may be.
Oh, okay.
I didn't take my medicine.
No, I just want to make sure that wasn't the chair breaking from up underneath us.
if we get this entire futon crashing on video, I've
had this futon for 4 years since I bought my house. So
I'll put on some LBs this weekend. So maybe.
Well, these aren't the legs that actually go to the futon. I just wanted to make it higher because the ones are very short, and I'm like, I'm obese. I can't be crawling.
You're so handy.
I try to be. I get it really from my dad. I honestly wish that I would have taken advantage of the stuff that he did when I was a kid. But of course, him raising 4 daughters, he was just like, bitch, just bring me some water. This ain't for you. Just let your husband do this. This is not what you're not supposed to be handy. So now I have like a whole freaking workshop in my garage.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but anyway. All right, let's go ahead and get right on into it. The first thing is, let's talk about something really awesome, right? The Olympics is coming up, right? And with the Olympics comes a lot of people that we root for. We've been watching them for the last 4 years. We want to see people, you know, come back for and defend their title. There have been some people who have retired. But recently, Simone Biles and Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly Ann Frazier and Alex and Felix, I mean, have been just like blowing it out of the water. Even Raven Saunders, who actually just made the Olympic team for shot put. We told that last week that I did shot put. So shouts out to her. But
shouts out to shot put.
Yes, it's gonna be an amazing ride, I think, in Tokyo for a lot of these individuals.
Do you watch the Summer Olympics?
Of course.
I'm more of a Winter Olympic girl myself, but
really?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell who they are because they're all covered up.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true. They are covered. I've just watched more winter than summer. Yeah. Ice skating.
Yeah, what does this say? The White Devil?
Yeah, that's Derek Chauvin.
Oh, yeah. We'll come back to him. Anyway, so yeah, there's been a lot of different things that have been going on. People just been killing it, like getting ready for the Summer Olympics, and I think also or the Tokyo Olympic Games. Also, too, there's been an overwhelming amount of African American women who have really been, I mean, shutting shit down. It's just been absolutely amazing. And even Allison Felix, she actually was endorsed by Nike for many, many years. And when she became pregnant after the last Olympic Games, they actually dropped her, allegedly. I'll just say that for the podcast. They dropped her as a client. And, you know, I just don't understand what it is about women being pregnant and then coming back to their careers. Like, that's like the cardinal sin. Whether it's you're an athlete, whether you're in corporate America, whether you're in the music or your entertainment industry, it's like having a baby is like the worst thing you can do. And I just don't understand why. But
did Nike like ride or die for Serena when she was pregnant?
Exactly. Did a whole documentary when she had a fucking blood clot and had a pulmonary embolism, but you gonna trash Allison Felix? What the fuck?
But I'm guessing she's like the Michael Jordan of Black women athletes, I feel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even if it's not caliber wise, like I don't know enough about specific women in sports to be like, she is whatever the most decorated or da-da-da-da.
I mean, I would definitely say Serena Williams.
She probably is, but I feel like culture wise and just in the zeitgeist, she is like the one. If you're thinking like a Black female athlete, it's Serena Williams.
Very true.
So y'all can't ride for her while she's pregnant. And then not these other people.
That's what I'm saying.
It's their job. It's just like being pregnant. They take maternity leave and then you gotta go back to work. It's harder for them because you have a whole ass, athletic build to be, and people are gonna be faster than you and all that shit. But whatever.
Right. But even too with Allison Felix, she came back and she actually just qualified for the U.S. Olympic team for a 5th time. That's insane that she's been to the Olympics that many times. But anyway, she had this picture, and I'll put it up on our YouTube channel and on our Instagram too. She had this picture where she basically was like topless and she showed her C-section scar, but she had dongled over her neck all of her Olympic like medals and stuff. Yeah,
dangled.
Dongled.
Dingled. What is dongle?
Dongled is like the past tense version of dangle.
I don't believe you, but we're gonna ride with it.
It's totally fine. It sounds better than dangle. So she had basically hovered over her neck all of her medals, and she had this C-section scar. But not only did she basically say a fuck you to Nike, she basically came out with her own athleisure wear line that she wore during her trial, and also too, she has a pair of like track running shoes, and so she basically is just saying, you know, I know that I had a child, but y'all ain't have to do me like that. Fuck y'all, and I'm still coming back and still going to the Olympics.
What is her? You know what her brand name is?
It's called
Salisbury steak.
No,
salmonella.
I had it yesterday.
Salmon colored scrubs.
Really? It is called Sash, Saysh, Sachet?
No, wait, let me look at it with my eyes. Saysh.
I have no clue.
Shit, I don't know.
I don't know either. Saysh, yeah.
I want to order something.
Yeah, she has
I'm a supporter and an ally.
She has a lot of different like athleisure wear, and I love it. I love that she came back and was just like, "Fuck y'all, Nike. Y'all ain't gonna do me like that." Allegedly, they dropped her again for the podcast. We want to keep protecting the podcast anyway. So shouts out to Allison.
I'm ready for all these freaking like strong ass black women to kill it again. Like.
And the thing is too, I don't really care whether it's black women from the United States, Jamaican, Barbados, Bahamian, Trinidadian. It doesn't matter. Africa,
with gold medals on
just
their
melanin winning medals. That's all I care about. I don't give a damn what country you're from.
I'm rooting for everyone black.
Exactly. All the melanated people. The melanated people. So shouts out to them.
Like you know how all those little black gymnasts now come out and they do their routines to like hip hop music.
Yeah.
Love it. That's what gymnastics needed.
Yeah, gymnastics definitely needed that. Simone Biles has been killing them people, and they so mad.
She is like small but mighty. That one.
I just love how she goes out and she's super stealth. She doesn't make facial expressions. She don't talk to no. It's almost like she's like how Venus and Serena was in the very beginning of their career, where they got a lot of backlash because they weren't very well. People allegedly said that they weren't very friendly, and I'm like, well, bitch, you're my competitor. Why would I be friendly to you? And then we're two black girls with beads in our hair coming into this white dominated, arena. So why would we be like that with you? Anyway, so I love the fact that Simone Biles is like kicking everybody's asses. That's amazing. Also too in the news, we just got to talk about it. I'm so sick of talking about this piece of shit. But anyway, Derek Chauvin has been formally sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison for the murder of George Floyd. I will put the hand clapping next time on there.
Oh wait, no, take that out. No,
the soca. Yes, thank God, finally. I need to put the hand clap thing back on there. But anyway, I'm grateful that he got sentenced at least 22 and a half years. To me is not enough. He really should have got a death penalty, honestly.
My question is, where are they putting him that he will not be murdered on sight?
Probably in the federal, but the same place where Martha Stewart was.
Club Fed.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
He's gonna be in there's no way they're gonna put him in
protective something. Yeah.
I honestly and I don't wish for this to happen to him, but I kind of don't care if it does.
I'm not saying that I wanted to have it. I'm not saying I'll have a negative reaction.
Exactly. I honestly feel like there's gonna be this story that comes out where it's like, oh, he committed suicide before he even like really goes into gym pop. There's no way they can safely put him in gym pop at this point.
I've watched enough prison talk to know some shit's going on.
Yeah. There's definitely some shit that's about to pop off on him.
Wild, dude. I can't believe it's only 33 years. Or 30 years was the max? 33 years? What happened? What is the...
50 years was the max.
Oh,
and he only got 22 and a half. Well, the thing is, he's eligible for parole at 15, and he allegedly can get out in 8 years for good behavior. Yeah. So, that fucking sucks. I mean, I think to have a conviction, number one, is somewhat of justice, and to get not only the conviction but also get him sentenced is also another victory, so to speak. But nothing will be as victorious as George Floyd being able to be on this earth raising his daughter. And then what was so sad was in the sentencing, I think it was George Floyd's lawyer asked his daughter, like, what do you miss most about your dad?
Oh, that video was so sad. She's like, I just always ask about him and what happened to him.
She was just like, I just miss having fun with him. He would play with me and we would have dinner almost every night. And I'm just like, this little girl has no clue like, she knows her dad is dead, but I think, like, in retrospect, when she becomes like a teenager, she's really gonna know, like, wow, like this man literally killed my father.
And people saw it on national television.
And she's going to still be able to see that, unfortunately, 20 years down the road.
Yeah. That's wild.
Like when her mother allows her to get a social media account, she's going to be able to see the day that her dad died. And that's so traumatic.
And like, you don't just get to see it, but like if you YouTube a video, you see all the comments, you see the positive comments, and you see the negative oh, can you imagine going on to the internet and seeing people be like, he deserved it, or this was his fault, he's a oh gosh, it's insane.
Because even they in the Minnesota, the statue that they had, the monument that they put there, somebody vandalized it,
his head.
It's first of all, it's a beautiful monument, and it has like a quote from or a rap from Papoose, who is Remy Ma's husband, but he's also Papoose. Everybody knows him.
I love that you called him Remy Ma's husband.
Well,
Mr. Ma.
Yeah, Mr. Ma. Anyway, so also in the news, the Department of Justice is actually suing the state of Georgia for its voter suppression laws that they just put in place. As you all know, if you don't know, Georgia actually sign into office or sign into law these voter suppression bills, basically, where they were saying that even if you are in line for hours and hours at a time, people who come and give you water for relief can be arrested and be charged with a federal offense, which I think is
in the year of our Lord 2021, where you're trying to get people to be more involved. Yep. And you're trying to hashtag rock the vote.
Yeah, this is Brian Kemp, by the way, stupid racist bitch. But yeah,
maybe you should make it more accessible or easier to vote.
Well, the thing is, people are being more educated about voting, and racist people don't want people of color to understand how to actually vote, because they know that if enough of us vote, they are going to be voted out. And so that's why they did stuff like that. Especially, I mean, this is all on the cusp of, Trump not winning the election and them saying that it was rigged and all this bullshit. So the fact that the Department of Justice is literally suing you over laws.
They're like, hey, buddy, can't do that.
That should just be an executive order. Like Joe Biden. I mean, you're the president of the fucking United States of America. That should just be an executive order. Listen, bitch, you can't suppress voters.
Let me tell you this week why I'm upset with the president of the United States.
Because he didn't pay your student loans off?
Yes, every day I'm upset about that. Because you know how much trouble I'm having buying this house, right? Because my student loans. Yeah. This man...
Oh God!
Literally was like, "Hey y'all, we know the economy's about to crash and some crazy shit's going on, and we've been doing the most that we can. If you're a first-time home buyer, you can get up to a $15,000 tax rebate, but that's not enough. So starting in August, we're gonna change the way we look at student loans when you're trying to buy a house. Yeah. And instead of just taking, the whatever, we're gonna lower." I'm like, this motherfucker. I could have used that 2 months ago. You
really
idiot.
Could have. Yeah. Definitely.
And they're like, we're going to look at the income-based repayment programs, and we're only going to take, we're that 1%. We're not even going to look. Oh, so stupid.
Well, did you even see that June 30th, there's about to be a whole bunch of situations that's going on because that's my fan. Anyway, because of the fact that
sounds like a ghost in your house.
It really does. I don't know why my fan does that, but it just does. Anyway, so apparently a lot of homeowners, their mortgages have been in forbearance since COVID happened, and a lot of mortgage companies were like, hey, if you need a spare of 6 months to not pay your mortgage.
Oh, and that's ending.
It's ending June 30th, and they are predicting that there's going to be so many foreclosures that's going to happen. So they're like, if you're trying to buy a house, don't do it right now.
Like, wait, I know.
Until
I see all of this happen. And I'm like, fuck everything. It's fine. But then my other thought is, if I would have waited, then there's people who are making, have more money or are more ready. Yeah. And it's just hard, especially with the way investors are right now.
Oh, they're horrible. They're vultures.
I'm just like, everything happens for a reason. So I know this was the time for me. But when I heard that student loan shit, I was like, son of a...
Listen, ever since I bought my house, there's been so much stuff coming out. And I'm just like, even with the whole first time home buyers thing, that was not in place. Like, Obama put it in place when he was still in office, but then of course Trump took it away. Mm-hmm. So when I bought my house, I couldn't benefit from it. And I'm just like, really, bitch, really? Because of course I bought my house in 2016, but I bought it in April 2016. So
after the election.
No, I bought my house in 2017, April 2017.
Way after the election.
Exactly. So I'm like, God damn it, you bitches, but it's okay. I love my
Sorry
house.
to interrupt you, but I just
No. I'm glad you said that because
So just know, if you have student loans and you're trying to buy a house, it's going to look real good for you at the end of the summer.
Yeah, definitely. Hot girl summer, student loan summer. Also too, so did you see in the news this whole situation that happened in the state of Florida, specifically the city of Miami, with this condo that part of the condo actually just collapsed out of nowhere, like 2:30 in the morning.
I did see it, and it was horrifying. There's something about watching a building just
collapse,
topple over. It didn't even topple over. It just
fell.
Looks like someone detonated it, and it would just collapse. It's scary. Like, I think about it all the time.
Yeah, not
all the time, but when I'm like in the hospital on the 7th floor, I'm like, what if?
Yeah. Well, you know, apparently China has these little pods where if it's like a bed, but the bed is basically like a box up underneath. And if there's an earthquake that happens, the bed will shrink down into the box. It will fall into the box, and you have like supplies, flashlights, and like a week's worth of food in there until you can be rescued. And like there was this one company that was trialing them out in China because they were having a lot of like earthquakes and stuff like that. And so it has to be a certain magnitude of earthquake where if it shakes the box enough, you will just collapse down in there. And you can still open it from the inside or whatever, but it's just like a safety box. So it has like
the end flashlights is near.
Girl, why do you think I keep watching apocalyptic movies?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but I just can't do it. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna let the good Lord take me.
Yeah, it's insane. But even with that, so there's this conspiracy that's going around with regard to the Miami condo that collapsed, and it is that John McAfee, who is the
McAfee of that annoying antivirus.
Oh my God, that keeps popping up
all the time.
God,
I'm like, I don't want you.
Block the ads. It's horrible. So yeah, so apparently he fled the United States back in like 2014 for tax evasion, allegedly, and he has been hiding out in Spain. Well, apparently this week they found out that he allegedly he committed suicide in a Spanish prison because they approved his extradition back to the United States. And there was this tweet that he allegedly sent out years ago that said, or not years ago, but months ago, saying that there were 31 terabytes of storage that he had of all of this like incriminating type evidence and stuff against, politicians and the whole nine, the government, blah, blah, blah. Because again, he built antivirus. So it's on everybody's computer. And so he was saying that it hit this 31 terabytes of storage is actually in his condo north of Miami. And then all of a sudden this building drops. So I don't know if that was the alleged condo that he actually owned, but just the fact that happened at the same time this man supposedly committed suicide.
I don't work at Apple.
No,
I'm not a help desker, but I'm gonna say 31 terabytes is a lot of information.
Oh, that's a shit ton of storage.
Like a lot. Okay,
that's a shit ton. One.
Secondly, I'm gonna need rich people to start paying their fucking taxes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thirdly, I've been listening to a lot of true crime podcasts lately, and I'm very much about things that seem like they're not a coincidence, but they are a coincidence, but just like perfect timing happens.
Yeah.
Like these things they're so close, they have to be related, but they're not. That's God.
Listen, it's all coming down.
Listen, or what if he tweeted that about a condo in Miami to see what would happen, but it's really like in Wisconsin somewhere.
Yeah.
But he was like, I know some shit's gonna pop off and then people are gonna start connecting shit.
Yeah.
Or,
he didn't become a billionaire on accident.
Yeah, like he can't be stupid.
No, definitely not.
Because you can't be stupid enough to tweet
that you have 31 terabytes
I have
of
this
storage.
Extremely important information.
And 31 is such a random number. Why can't it just be, 15 gigabytes, or I just have storage.
But if I'm trying to start a revolution, I'm 100% going to be like, let me just tweet out some bullshit that's seems like it could be mildly true.
Yeah.
Things might unfold.
Absolutely.
And then ooh.
Yeah. Spicy, isn't it?
I'm going to have to start watching some apocalyptic shit.
You need to. You need to start with Walking Dead.
I need to get dual citizenship somewhere because I got to leave the country.
Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. So, you know how Africa, the continent of Africa, right?
I have heard of it, yes.
You have ever heard of it? So apparently, Africa has 5 different regions, right? So they have north, south, east, west, and central regions for people, right? And so they now created this 6th region of the diaspora where they are allowing African Americans in the United States to have dual citizenship.
Sorry, hold please.
Just do that. Tighten that little thing.
This one?
Yeah. No. The little, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
So this is, I need to go opposite way.
Turn it this way.
Because as we know, when you're looking at a patient, the other way is okay. Got it.
Okay. So, so they're allowing African Americans or giving African Americans dual citizenship for any country in Africa that you can get dual citizenship for, United States of America and in Africa.
Wait, okay, so you don't have to go specifically. First of all, wow, you don't have to go specifically to the new part that they're opening.
No, it's any country that you want to have dual citizenship.
What the fuck? They just feel so bad for black people here. Or what?
I think it's that, but I really think that we have been conditioned as Black African Americans to have issues with born and raised African individuals. Mm-hmm. That there's always been like this weird tension between us that, African women think that African American women are stupid and lazy and and that African men think that African American men don't work and they're lazy and blah blah blah. When it's really not that. It's really that people in Africa or Africans are inviting Black Americans back home. And the more that we're being educated about it, and they're like, listen, we don't got no problem with y'all. Y'all can come on back home. Bring all this knowledge back to the continent.
The idea that in 2021, Africa is going to be the one to save us all from this bullshit.
Seriously.
Could you have seen it? I could.
Yes, it's the motherland of all.
Can you I'm just thinking like when I was in elementary school and we would have this little like fucking pennies for hope or whatever it was. And you're like, you're sending this to an African child.
So you went to a white school and that's why they made you feel like that. Truly. The public education system was built for white people.
Insane. First of all, I'm down to go to Africa. How Black do I have to be to get dual citizenship?
I think you just have to have the way they used to do people back in the day. You got 1/4 blood. You got 1 ounce of black in you, you're niggers.
Well, I'm going to get to the border and they'll be like, ooh, too white. Nah. Send it back. And I'm going to cry. I'll be like, please let me get my hair wet. I'll show you. But
they said I'm half. Come on.
I'm too white for Africa and I'm too Black for the U.S.
Here's the thing. I'm actively looking into that because so dope. Well, I need to travel to Africa first before I decide. But
everyone I've talked to, and keep in mind they've all been brown, Hispanic, or white people.
Yeah.
Everyone I know that's traveled to Africa has been like, it changed my life.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that it will. Going back to where your ancestors, where you literally come from, where the human race started. Like, absolutely. But so I would honestly, there's 2 countries in Africa that I personally would get dual citizenship in.
Wakanda.
That's not real.
Okay.
But if it were, yes, definitely there. But the real places, Nigeria and Ghana.
Ghana sounds dope. Gabon, that's right. Is that in Africa?
Gabon?
Is that in Africa? What am I thinking of?
What are you trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Gabon?
Yeah, with a G. Where's Ludacris's wife from?
Ghana? I don't know.
She's not from Ghana.
Eudoxie, what's her name?
Yeah,
Eudoxie?
that's right. Hold on.
No, that's her name. That's not the country that she's from.
Yeah, that's where she's from.
Where is Eudoxie from? Eudoxie Bridges.
She's Gabonese.
Gabon or Gabon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or something.
What the fuck did I say?
You were like Gabon. You sound like me trying to speak Spanish.
You know what? This is why I need to go to Africa. Anyway, dude, yes. For Nigeria, down always.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Africa. I'm pretty open to anywhere now.
I would go to Senegal too. Senegal is beautiful.
I'd go to Djibouti.
I think one of our coworkers who actually was stationed there in the military will tell you otherwise. So what other countries would you go to?
Anyone that will take me. I just did 23andMe. So
did you get your results back?
I haven't gotten them back, but I'm waiting to see how African I am. Yeah. What if it's like 28%? I'll be so fucking pissed. It can't.
It's got to be more than that. Look at how you look.
Look how I look. Look at me. Yeah. I'm like, I want it to be like 51% cold-blooded African female
from the Congo.
From the Congo, Rwanda at least, something cool. And I'm gonna fucking trace it back. Cool. We're gonna take this show on the road. I'm gonna do a pilgrimage, and we're gonna go to Africa.
We'll be like Oprah and Gail.
Dude, I'm just hoping it's not like your white ass is from here.
You're Irish. What the hell?
Literally, it'll be a little funny. Irish for sure, but I'm hoping we could spice it up.
Definitely. Also in the news, we had our very first rioter that was convicted for storming the U.S. Capitol.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah. Basically, it was, of course, a white lady. Anyway,
it wasn't the guy in the bear suit?
No, he's still in jail. In the Viking suit? No, he's still in jail. Over here trying to get his damn his vegan meals and shit. I'm just like, dude, this is what prison is. Welcome.
I'm assuming they don't. What is the word when you
accommodate?
You don't accommodate food allergies and.
You're supposed to, but it's prison. They're probably not going
You're
to.
You're supposed to, but it's prison.
Yeah. Unless like the food allergy kills you and you can't do the labor, then they're like, maybe
you can't make the license plates.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so this particular rioter only received probation and a $500 fine because they said that she didn't really storm it.
Was it our friend?
She was just there. It wasn't Jenna Ryan. It wasn't Jenna Ryan. No, it wasn't Jenna Ryan. I'm anxious to see what her sentence is going to be.
It's going to be it's going to be like 48 hours in prison, time served.
Yeah, she's going to be like, what's the girl named Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky?
Yeah,
with stupid. Yeah,
I just feel like in any normal circumstance, anyone who quote unquote storms the Capitol or like it trespasses, you get in trouble.
So if y'all hear that popping, that's literally people that are outside. I don't know why it's literally June freaking 26th. Why the hell are y'all popping? You don't know what happens
on June 26th?
Wait, is it the 26th? It's the 27th.
Oh,
it's June 27th. Why are you popping stuff, especially when we're trying to record?
Holiday.
I swear to God, this is why I need to just buy 100 acres of land and just put my house there so I don't have no fucking neighbors.
So here's the deal. On June 27th, you test all your shit out for July 4th. You got to make sure it works. It's popping. It's crack-a-lacking.
Well, you can't use it again. It's a one and done.
Yeah, but you buy a couple, see how they work, test them out, see what you like. It's like testing the chocolate candies in the assortment pack. You test one, you see how you like it, and then you go back for more.
It's called stealing, ma'am. Oh. Especially if you do it while you're in the grocery store.
Well, tomato.
That's thievery. That's thievery.
Bruh.
Thank you. All right. So also what's going on in social media?
Yo. All I have to say is free motherfucking Britney Spears.
Free Britney Spears.
Yo, did you listen to her deposition?
I did not, but I've heard like little recordings of it.
It is insane. She was just like, hey, it's me. First of all, do you have her on social media?
Y'all.
Hey, y'all, it's me, Britney
I read
Spears.
her little thing that she wrote where she apologized to her fans for apparently saying that she wasn't okay. And I'm like, why the fuck are you apologizing?
Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah. But she, so on her social media, she's always in that. She's like, it's like she's on drugs. She's like this weird Lulu like voice, this like baby voice. She seems out of it. She's like staring off at shit, and she's like making weird faces, making weird videos, all these things. Everyone knows that. I feel like
they're keeping her drugged too.
Everyone's done the shit where they're like, she's telling us a message. Like looking, okay, whatever.
She's definitely drugged.
In this deposition, when you're listening to her, she sounds very clear. Like she just sounds, regular, degular, and she's like, listen, this shit ain't right. Like they are giving me lithium and I don't want it. They're making me seem crazy. They have control over my entire life. I want to get married to my boyfriend, have a baby. They have an IUD in me and I don't want it in me. They won't let me make a doctor's appointment. If I don't agree with him, they tell me I'm gonna have to find a lawyer.
That's fucking The Handmaid's Tale.
It's insane. And she's just going off and going on. And I was like, how is this legal?
How do you just put an IUD in a grown person who literally has capacity to make decisions for themselves? I hope her dad rots.
She was like, I want to be happy. I want to get married. I want to have a baby. Even if her boyfriend isn't great, no one gives a shit.
How do you even let him have a boyfriend though?
Because he's probably working with them.
That's horrible.
But I'm just like, let this girl do. She has given her life. And that's what she was saying. She was like, I've worked my whole life. All I want to do is take a couple years off.
Seriously.
Free Britney, y'all. I cannot.
Britney over here.
She was my first concert. She's an angel. I love her.
I will never pay money to see her in concert because I don't think she can sing. However, that does not justify doing that shit to her. Sometimes it's not about
the singing. It's just about the nostalgia. It's about the vibes. Like, that was best concert ever. God. Britney Spears, a true American hero.
Yeah, I hope
her dad is a piece of shit.
I hope I pray to God that she gets her estate back in her own name and gets control back over her life, and that she sues the shit out of her dad, and that he ends up in jail.
Men ain't shit.
Because I'm quite sure he paid off all those doctors. He's probably paid off everybody that's around her. Like we're just gonna. It's almost like you ever seen what's the show, the movie or the series on Netflix, Black Mirror?
Yes.
And remember the one with
Ashley O?
No. Oh. Yes, Ashley O. Yes.
With Miley Cyrus?
Yeah. And the fact that her aunt like had everybody controlling her and her security.
Is Britney Spears. I'm just
literally is.
My biggest fear, I won't say fear, I guess it is a fear. The thing I can't handle, the thing I always worry about, or it gives me mass anxiety, is being in situations that I have absolutely no control over.
Yeah.
Like being kidnapped, being buried alive, I don't know.
Don't you say you want to be kidnapped all the time?
But cute kidnapped. Rich foreign man kidnaps me.
Interesting.
You know, in the mob, we fall in love. And I'm like, no, stop. But then, like, I'm in love with him.
Oh my God, you're so weird.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's weird.
But like, here's the thing: being kidnapped is one thing. Being kidnapped and put in like a box somewhere,
yeah,
not about that.
Right.
Any situation where like I can't do anything and things are happening to me that are negative, and that's her fucking situation. And she's stuck, but she has to live like a normal life, and she has to do things and produce
she's still
things.
A mom.
That's fucking insane.
I don't even know if
and
she has access to her kids
from her. They're not letting her go spend holidays with her kids.
That's
like
horrible.
All of this shit. It's so fucked
horrible.
Up. But she told that judge, she was talking so fast that the judge had to be like, I don't want to stop you, but you gotta talk slower because we're writing this down. And she's like, oh, okay. Literally.
Just record it and go back later.
And just think like, from her end, to be this girl who she has to hear things and she has access to her social media as much as whatever, but she hears all these people being like, something's not right with her. She's being held against her will. All of these things. Yeah. I mean, the Free Britney thing is huge. That documentary that came out was huge. There's all these podcasts, and she's just sitting there like, fuck.
She needs to go on Oprah. Her and Oprah need to have a sit down.
Yeah, what is it? Super Soul Sunday?
Yeah,
is that what she does now?
Needs to go on Oprah, and they need to have a conversation.
Oh, I cannot wait for that to happen. That's going to be good money. She literally, if she gets this conservatorship terminated, that's all she has to do is one Oprah interview. She'll be good for like 17 years.
All she needs to do is like one world tour. Just it's Britney, bitch, and do that, and she can. I don't care if she goes to 5 cities, she will make all the millions.
Truly,
back.
She could probably do like 5 Vegas shows. She doesn't have to move, and 1 Oprah interview and be set. Yeah, until she's ready to come back.
Her dad is a piece of shit.
She's
man.
A fucking performer. I love Britney
and
Spears
this is
so
why
her dad is a piece of shit. Let your daughter go.
This is exactly why kids sue the shit out of their parents because they're shitty fucking people sometimes.
Dude, when she popped the fuck off for real, and she built and bought her mom a house, right? And she told her mom the only rule is, dad is not allowed to be on this at all. Not on the deed, not on anything with it. It's your house, and I don't want his name on it.
Yeah.
How old was she? She was like 18 when that happened.
And that's sad that you would even that your dad was such a piece of shit. Even from then, you were like, "Hey, I'm buying a house only for my mom." This is why he's doing that shit to get back at her.
Probably, it's insane.
That's horrible. I hope he burns in hell.
Yeah, so hashtag Free Britney. That's what's going on all around social media right now.
That's right. Free Britney. Free Britney.
And it's popping off so much because Black TikTok has shut the fuck down.
Listen, it's been a hilarious ride these past couple of weeks.
Dude, I the other day was thinking like, why have I not been pretending to learn any more TikTok dances recently?
Because the black people have sat their asses down.
They said slavery was in what year?
Oh, a long time ago.
They said hashtag is we're celebrating Juneteenth and we will not be slaves to these white people anymore. So we're not creating any of these bomb ass dances for these little white girls to go shake their ass and Addison Rae around.
Yeah. And get notoriety for it.
Yeah.
It was funny because I saw this one TikTok where this one white girl, she said on there and she was like, I know I'm a white girl. She was like, but can I just say I love the black creators here on TikTok. She was like, so apparently this whole thing is going on because the Megan Thee Stallion song that came out, Thought
Hands
Shit.
on my knees, shaking ass and thought shit.
Right. So the girl was like, yes. So the girl was like, first of all, the song has the instructions in there for you. It says, hands on my knees, and she's demonstrating it, shaking my ass on my thought shit. And she's like, and you white motherfuckers came and was just like, waving your fucking hands.
Lame,
like, what the hell? It was hilarious. So I just think it's absolutely wonderful that these black creators have shown TikTok just who the hell they are by withholding creativity.
So if you're sitting at home wondering why TikTok sucks recently and there's no cool dances, it's because the black little kids on there said, we're not making them up.
They're on strike.
As they should be, honestly.
Strike. And I agree with them.
They run that whole app.
They really do.
And it's crazy to me, the crossover between like TikTok, these little videos, and then mass culture, mass media, all of these things. Did you see there was like, it might have been Shade Room or someone else, but it was like, here are these famous TikTok personalities or just like videos that went viral and here's what they're doing. And it's like, even, hey Brandon, what you got on? He was on a fucking commercial for like JCPenney or Kohl's or something. And like, I'm just like, this is money and opportunity for these fucking people, so you can't just take it away.
Right, you're blocking it. And then too, you give the notoriety to the white creator. I mean, not the white creator, but the white person who stole the creation from the black person, and then they can't duplicate anything else. So that's why they're always one-hit wonders, because they only had that one trick that didn't even belong to them to somebody else. So it's like, what the hell?
I hate it.
I love these Shinzi,
but I do love to see it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Definitely.
My man, that's my man, and I'm gonna stand beside him. Michael B. Jordan.
What did he? Oh God, what did he do?
Some heat this week.
What did he do?
He revealed his brand of rum.
Yeah,
and it is called. Say it for me because I can't say it.
I don't know how to say it. I'm not Trinidadian.
Jove?
I don't think it's French. I really don't.
Okay, we're just gonna spell it J apostrophe OUVERT.
Watch it be like Janvier or something.
John, it's John Benet rum.
Wait, spell it again.
J apostrophe OU.
Wait. Oh, okay.
On some Britney Spears shit.
Let's see. How do you pronounce this?
Jove. I'm gonna say it's Frenchy like that.
How to pronounce? I swear, everything wants to make noise while we're recording. Really? Jesus. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
And how do you pronounce that? Well, this is a word from French Creole.
Oh, I guess it is.
A contraction from French of jour ouvert, meaning open day, meaning daybreak.
So jour ouvert.
For a day.
Okay. Well, that's what he named his new brand of rum.
Yeah.
And it is a part of Carnival. It's like one of the...
In Trinidad, correct?
In Trinidad, the Caribbean holidays. Mm-hmm. So, of course, everyone...
From the Caribbean.
Was like, nope, we're not doing that. Mm-mm. We told Rihanna no, we're going to tell you no. And Nicki Minaj came out.
Oh, did Rihanna try to do it?
Remember when Rihanna used all those like Sanskrit chants in her fashion show?
Oh, well, yeah, I thought, but she didn't put it on a bottle.
No, she did not put it on a bottle.
That would be horribly disrespectful.
She played it behind some lingerie.
Yeah.
So everyone came from him, and Nicki Minaj was like, when fucking the Barbs come out, Nicki has to say something. So she was like, I don't think Michael is trying to do anything bad. But now y'all told him, so he's gonna have to fucking change it.
Change the name.
He's also been very socially conscious, so I feel like he could not fucking do something. So he was like, did his bullshit. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna change it.
Now, if you made the name or put the name of the rum, and then like 50% of the proceeds went to Trinidadian, charities or whatever, or went to the whole
I don't
state.
think that was what was happening.
Yeah, no. If it went to Carnival or something, but no.
Yeah, I guess he just like went down there, had fun, culture. Got drunk on some rum, and he was like, you know what I'm gonna do?
You can't really appropriate Trinidadian culture. You can't do that.
Yeah, and like
especially
I don't
when you're
even
not
know. I don't know if the rum was from like what the story is with that.
I thought it was just the name.
I'm sure.
Altogether.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He was but also it's like on the heels of the Kendall Jenner tequila shit. So I'm like, we need to be better about this, everybody. Yeah. But again, that's my man. I'm gonna stand beside him.
Okay, well. When the Barbs eat your ass up in the comments, remember you said this on the year of our Lord.
He's doing the best. He's got a lot going on. He's got a little thought girlfriend. He's trying to take care of.
If he can take care of the thought girlfriend, and he can.
She's in trouble with the law every 6 months.
That's very true. But her daddy Steve gets her out. Anyway, she's still a beautiful woman. Anyway,
she is. Love her. Love what she's doing.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Oh, you were telling me about all those ladies with the BBLs.
Dude.
Y'all know how I feel about plastic surgery. I am an advocate. My God. If you want to medically enhance your body, I'm the one to talk to. Love it. I just feel like fucking do it. Do it.
No, ma'am. So apparently, I saw on social media, I was actually just scrolling the Shade Room actually, and shouts out to the Shade Room. They're amazing. Anyway, so I was scrolling there and I saw this picture or this video where there were these black girls in an airport, or these women in an airport, and it was so many of them. They were all just sitting in wheelchairs, and I'm just like, and they look relatively young. So I'm like, what in the world is going on with y'all? So apparently these girls were flying on a Delta flight, flying back from the Dominican Republic, getting
what
BBLs.
What have I said about BBLs in the DR? That is the place to fucking do it. It's like 15. No, what did I say? Like $5,000?
I think you said $5,000.
$5,000 for the BBL and for your 2-week stay. Are you kidding me?
It's insane.
A steal.
But the fact that all 28 of these women were in wheelchairs, and the people there were trying to find workers to be able to carry their little stupid asses back onto the flight.
I love a fucking group trip. So I'm down. My question is, first of all, I'm not trying to body shame, but if you're black, why do you need a BBL?
That's my point. You already have butt. Now,
connect those dots.
Some black women don't have booty, but I would say about 90% of African American women got booty.
Got a little junk in the trunk.
You got a cushion. Thank you. You got a don't.
So that's it for me. But also, I want to know who coordinated this shit. Are these friends? Yes. Was there a site that was putting it together and was like, come on, come all BBLs? Did they get a group discount? What was that like? Also, can you sit in a wheelchair? I thought you couldn't sit. That was the whole point. You can't sit for 3 weeks. I think you're supposed to be
laying down. But here's my thing from a medical standpoint. We talked about last week how the BBL is one of the most dangerous surgeries you can ever get.
Because of your booty capillaries.
Right. And that it could travel to your vena cava.
So honestly, that's not true because 28 went in and 28 came out.
They're freshly healed. So
watch 30 went in and 28 came out.
Exactly. But also too, what does that infection risk look like? Because if you have 28 women, were all y'all in the same house recovering? That's a lot of blood. That's a lot of bandages. That's a lot of gloves.
Have you heard about the massages you have to get after BBL? That's where I'm like, how did y'all do that?
That's what I'm saying.
28 BBLs. What's the time frame surgery wise? Because that doesn't seem like a quick surgery. If you have to liposuct my stomach to regenerate that in my ass,
right?
That's probably like 5, 6, 7 hours of surgery.
I don't think it's that long.
Is it not?
I don't think a BBL takes that long. I don't think
I would like it to take that long.
5 hours. I don't think it would take 5 hours.
I would like someone to really take their time to fucking suck out the fat in my body to re-inject it in my ass.
And I'm not saying
but don't they have to reprocess the fat? Do you not have to do that at all?
Yeah, but it's a machine that does that.
That's
so
insane.
It sucks it out of one place and then it refilters it. It's almost like campers when they have like a recirculating shower. So it like you use the regular water and then it goes through this filtration system and then comes back out clean again.
So they're just slinging and banging out these BBLs.
I don't think you have to. I don't think there's any type of like processing.
So you could probably do like 4 BBLs a day.
Probably more than that.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What's the infection risk?
I don't know, because we also keep getting people at the hospital infected from BBLs.
Exactly.
And tummy tucks.
So what are you doing on the aftercare side of it? That's my question.
I wouldn't trust myself taking care of myself to recover from a BBL.
No, definitely not.
Also, you can't sit down. Also, you have to do weird. I would need a bottom buddy.
But you have
can't
to sit
wipe
down
yourself.
You have to sit down on the plane anyway. You have to just have a donut because there's no plane in their right mind that's going to allow you to sit in the chair on your knees.
Yeah, or stand.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay for a medevac back, and that's going to be way more than the surgery.
I think there's websites that sell BBL kits, and it's like chairs and shit for the plane ride home and all that.
It's basically like you're sitting on a donut.
That's a market
so
we
you
could
can
have
offset
tapped
the
into.
pressure. No.
That's a lot of fucking BBLs.
28 women.
people and y'all are all miserable post-surgery.
It's just we still in a pandemic, y'all. Come on.
I am down for the DR,
and I think just because I got a big booty, so I'm not really worried about it.
Big booty, she got no. I would love a BBL. So listen, I just want my body to look like an hourglass and stay like an hourglass.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for much. If anyone would like to fund my BBL, let me know.
You can get that in a gym too.
No, it's just not the same.
It really is not, but you can definitely get it in the gym. That's what
my trainer told me. And I was like, I don't know why you're so against me getting a BBL, because I would still say you're my trainer, so it looked like you gave me this body. And she'd be like,
so then you'd be a hypocrite.
She was like, but that's not real. It's not true.
No,
I was like, it's better for you.
Well, that's how a lot of those workout gurus or whatever were getting exposed, because they all had BBLs and they were, squats not shot. No, bitch, you didn't get shot. You got a whole ass BBL.
They say if your smallest part of your waist is at your belly button, that's usually the sign that you've had a BBL.
Interesting. Well, my belly
so now everyone knows. All right. When I come back, fucking snatch. I'm like, I went on vacation for 2 weeks. I'm gonna come back fucking snatched.
When you see these videos and Alyssa can't sit down, you'll know why.
Yeah.
Shameful.
When we're recording and I'm laying down.
Hopefully you'll be very productive at work then, since you have to stand up. You can't sit down and chart.
Gets a whole BBL, still has a full-time job.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I guess you want your butt to look good in scrubs, I guess.
That's true. Hey.
Anyway.
Hands on my knees, shaking ass on some thought shit.
Just be careful.
You're not going to come with me?
No.
What if we get it in Africa? Let's go to Africa. I'll get a BBL.
I mean, I'll record it.
Okay.
Like I'll do like I'll be the editor and like the videographer for it.
We'll vlog.
Yeah, but I'm not taking care of you. I'm not putting you on the toilet. I'm not wiping your ass. I'm not doing any of that.
No. I would never want you to do my ADLs. I would do it.
No. I'm not going to go get and fix you food. I mean, if I'm already cooking, then yeah, I'll cook you a meal. But I'm not going to just do that just because.
Okay, good.
I don't think you should have a bidet with that. Maybe not. I don't know.
We'll do some research.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got for socials right now.
Cool beans. Anything you've been watching?
I've been watching Diddly Squat.
I feel like you've been reading a lot.
I have been reading a lot.
Coworker have been reading a whole.
I just read Unhoneymooners, which is like the shitty romance book. I just need when you watch like crappy television to just escape.
Yeah.
I'm reading like just like fun, light, crappy books to escape.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing lately.
Cool beans.
Yeah, what about you? Watch anything apocalyptic?
No, I'm still just watching Black Summer because I'm trying to savor it because it's like 10 episodes, I think, and I'm on episode 5, so I'm trying to really savor it because it's going to take a whole other year to make
Maybe
another
I'll
one.
watch it so we can talk about it.
It's really good.
You know what showed
really
up
good.
on my Netflix, like what you should watch is
What?
the fucking 100. And I was like, absolutely
You need to do it.
not.
You need to watch the 100.
Clark, dude, I hate that girl.
I hate her too, but it's a great
to
show.
Me what? Did you ever watch Sex in the City?
Yes.
Carrie is Clark, like
Yes.
the annoying blonde white girl who's the main character, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you the main character?
But as the seasons go on, she becomes less of the main character, and they start focusing on other people's stories, which is
that's
nice.
very smart of them.
Yeah, but they have to set it up because it's like multiple seasons. But I watched yesterday. I actually watched this movie on Netflix called Ice Road, and it's like your typical Liam Neeson movie.
So
yeah.
it was on in the background at the lake, and I thought it was like taken 3 or something because it looks just like every other Liam Neeson movie.
He literally is typecast. Like, I'm just like, aren't you getting too over this shit? It's almost like
We
how
need a
Danny
strong
Glover,
older man with an accent who looks like he's gonna save you.
But remember, like Danny Glover and what's his name, who did the Passion of the Christ, Mel Gibson, when they kept doing like all of the
back to back.
What was the one, Lethal Weapon, and they had like Lethal Weapon 1 through 4.
I just called it back to back because of Drake, and I hate myself. It's called Lethal Weapon. I don't talk about it.
There's definitely not a movie called Back to Back, but
back to back, like I'm on the cover of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, you ruined it, but
I know,
yeah.
sorry.
So Ice Road was a pretty good movie. It was typical again, Liam.
What is
Neeson.
the Ice Road?
So basically, there's this, and I'm not spoiling it. So there's this explosion that happens at this plant or this mine or whatever, and there's 26 men that are trapped in, and so in order to get them out, they have to have this huge piece of whatever, and so to turn this valve to open it up. And so Liam is basically a 18-wheeler truck driver, and he has experience on the ice. Lawrence Fishburne is in it.
I fuck with Lawrence Fishburne.
There's other characters that I don't know who they are, but anyway, there's this girl. She's like a young girl, but she knows how to drive 18-wheelers. Her brother is actually trapped in there, and so she becomes one of the drivers. So
I love a bad bitch driving an 18-wheeler.
But the gist is, and apparently this is a real road. I don't think it's a real story, but it's just a real road. There is this particular ice road that it's only like, they were saying, I can't remember how thick it is, but it's very thin compared to putting an 18-wheeler on it, plus 75,000 tons or 75,000 pounds of this particular device. So what happens is there's 3 different 18-wheelers, and they each have the piece of equipment. So just in case one of the trucks doesn't make it over, you have another domino basically that you can go for. And so it's just the wows of them trying to get through this icy road and the different, twists and turns that happens with the movie.
Interesting.
But the thing is, they're running out of oxygen. Again, same thing with the other movie, O2.
They're running out of, the people trapped.
The people trapped. They only have 30 hours of air left in there. So
tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air.
You can't. Not in the mine. That's what. Listen. Thank you, Jesus, for all the mine workers. That's horrible.
Yo, that's a fucking tough.
That's
job.
a horrible way to die. Like, you just slowly running out of oxygen and you can't do nothing about it.
Like getting fucking loopy.
You just go to sleep.
Shit, dude.
And you just don't wake the hell up. That's scary as shit.
You know how when you're breathing in a mask and you're even like okay, in the very beginning of the pandemic when we'd be wearing the mask and huffing and puffing it, and you'd take it off and you'd be like, shit. It feels different out here without this mask. Really does. Like, you can feel the O2. Yeah, it's insane.
You definitely can.
Which
you
is like
soak it up as
very
much as you can.
like tiny compared to what they're feeling.
That's very true. Definitely.
Well, I probably won't be watching it. Sounds fucking boring, but
you bitch. All right, let's go on over to the rehab corner. Nope, it's not on there. Get your ass in that corner. Get your ass in that corner. You can't do it like that. It's not
I wish it was a DJ board.
I wish it was like that too.
I'm gonna get some turntables.
Yeah, you should.
There's
take the show on the road.
Oh, what the fuck was she mixing?
Narcotics.
No, please hold. We cannot go on until I figure this out. It's gonna be on my mind.
Okay.
There's this DJ this little cute girl who mixes shit.
I was like, what was that?
And what songs did she mix? Oh, I think she mixed Thought Shit and Shake It Off. And I was like, ooh. Did I not like it? Wow. Alyssa.
Ooh. Jesus.
I'm so pissed.
Well, calm down.
That I didn't like that video. I think you're right. I think they are unliking shit.
Mm-hmm. TikTok is doing it on purpose.
Well, she mixed, unless I'm just fucking missing it. Hold on. Did you see all those black people doing Yacht Week?
Who?
All those black people going to Croatia for Yacht Week.
No.
Okay, well, I found the video. Hold on.
I don't give a fuck who talk behind my back, cause the bitch knew better than to let me hear. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees, shaking
No, I
ass
don't
on my
like
thigh
that.
shape. Hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thigh shape. Hands on my knees.
So that's gonna be me up here mixing music.
Okay.
Just want you to know. This is
No, big. I feel like pop. Shoot a shot.
What's in Croatia?
Croatia's like the party capital of the world.
Really?
Yeah,
Isn't that where one of our
listeners.
It's
Shout
from-
out if you're listening to us in Croatia.
You know who you are. You're Croatian, right?
So Yacht Week, we had friends in college who went to Yacht Week. It's like basically you rent a fleet. There's a fleet of yachts. You can rent one for your group of friends, and they all sail together. They stop at different ports. You party on the island at night.
Yeah.
You float during the day. Whatever. It's this huge thing. This is that, but with black people, and it looks dope as fuck.
I don't know that I would want to go. I don't like people.
Okay.
Plus, to be on a boat and hot.
My fear is hurting myself, like cutting myself or something. Everyone's drunk. Who's gonna take care of me? Like who's gonna bandage me?
There's just certain things that I won't do, and that's going on a boat.
You don't like boats? Would you come with me on a boat?
It depends on who all was there.
My white family.
I mean, with your family, yeah.
I love a boat.
Yeah. But it had to be like springtime, not like summer. I need some AC at some point.
Okay. Well, the thing is, the boat goes so fast, it cools you.
I'm cool with that.
It's
Don't flip me
windy.
out of it now.
No. We wouldn't make you do tubing or anything
Cool
like
beans.
that. But the boat goes fast, so it's cool.
Okay, well, I'm cool with that. I can do
Yeah,
that.
and then you like hit the.
I mean, I've been on boats, multiple boats before with my aunt. She, especially in Miami, she used to always rent these boats and stuff, and we would go sailing or whatever the hell we were doing. And it was always at nighttime though, which was wonderful. But then sometimes too, I would get seasick, and I'm like,
oh, you get seasick.
can this stop? It was like a mild vertigo. I wouldn't say seasick. It was just a mild vertigo.
You were like,
I was like,
your head's going like this. You're like, oh, I'm seasick.
exactly. And I'm like, okay, all right, let's calm down. Let's calm down. So yeah, all right, let's head on over to the rehab corner. All right, so what are we talking about in the rehab corner today?
Y'all, let me tell you a fucking story. And by me, I mean I'll start it and then Monica will jump in and then I'll continue. But I had broke my back. I didn't break it. It feels pretty good now.
We have broken our backs.
Listen, we done been through some things. We've lifted some heavy people. This one might take the fucking cake. So I had went to evaluate this guy on a Wednesday. I go in. He's not really moving much. One leg is cold. One leg is fucking freezing. He's out of it. He doesn't know where the fuck he is. He only knows his name. He's not moving a whole side of his body. He's 391 pounds, which we're going to go ahead and round up to 400. So I made the executive
6'1".
Oh yeah, he's
pounds.
a tall, big man. And it's not like we have another patient who's like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
6'5",
right?
And moving him was very different because he's like this big, stocky black man, which means like his weight is evenly distributed.
Yeah,
for the most part. This was like the beer belly of the century kind of situation.
He was solid,
but such a huge, hard panis, and like it was just weird. Bodies are weird. Anyway, Wednesday I made the executive decision. I'm not gonna fucking move this guy. Like I can't do it. I went in, I tried to. It's not gonna work. So then the next day he's on my list again, and he's on Monty's list. And I had already told her, I was like, hey, she's like, no, you know what the deal is. I'm not breaking my back for this man. Whoa. And I was like, okay, well I'm telling you, I tried to see him yesterday, it didn't fucking work. She's like, no. Nurse practitioner pulls her aside, I guess, and is telling her like, hey, I need this guy up and moved.
Well, he was just basically saying, he was like, hey, the man had a pretty traumatic surgery, and if he doesn't, the only way he's going to survive is through rehab and getting up and mobilizing, which we already know that. We know how the fuck important we are, stupidity. And
y'all don't know how
he was just like,
we
he's more awake today. He's more alert. We're taking out this, we're taking out that, we're stopping this, we're stopping that. So he was basically just giving me an update that, hey, he's more hemodynamically stable to mobilize. And, I was like, okay, let me be the judge of that. But thank you for giving me the
So she got that conversation. I did not get that conversation. So when I walk in the room with her, I'm kind of just standing there like, well, I'm not going to, bitch, I saw him yesterday and he wasn't doing a lot and I didn't feel great about it. But she's going in there, you know, doing her song.
He was awake.
He was, I will tell you, he was much more awake. He was conversing and he was moving more.
Yeah.
Like he was able to follow commands more. Right. He was moving his right side of his body more.
He just thought my student was a special ops agent that they met in Mexico.
Yo, first of all, this was, you know, at the beginning of the episode, I was like, I have been with all these students and it was taking forever and I have all this shit to do. This was the day when I had probably 9 evals to see in the ICU and I was running behind and Monty's in there and this guy is he's out of it, but he's perseverating on the fact that her student is a freaking spy. Yeah. And she keeps being like, Mexico. Sir, what do you mean? When did you have this conversation with her?
We did special ops a couple days ago in Mexico because he thought he was in Mexico.
No, and usually when your patients start doing some wacky pataki shit like that, you try to redirect. But she's like, well, when did you talk to my student about being a spy? Well, where in Mexico do you think? I was like, this bitch, dude, I'm a fucking killer.
The reason why I did that because I was like, I don't know if he was being for real or if he was just joking because my student kept laughing. And then at one point he was like, I don't know why you're laughing. I'm dead serious. And we were like, oh shit, you are serious. Okay.
We're like, and moving on.
Like, where are you? He's like, I'm in Mexico. We were like, no, sir, you're in San Antonio. He was like, really? I thought I was in Mexico. We just talked a couple days ago. And then even before when we walked out and my student was the last one to walk out, he said to her, where are you going? Why are you leaving? So she was like, well, I got to go see other patients. He was like, but we have another mission. I was like, okay.
Dude, he keeps saying, Monty was like, do you know where you are? He's like, I'm in Mexico. So they're talking about that. And he's like, oh, she said, you're in San Antonio. He goes, oh my God, are you kidding? I thought I was in Mexico. I said, sir, we're all speaking English to you. What the fuck? No, we're all speaking English.
Not a lick of Spanish over here,
Not
sir.
a lick. Anyway, so she's like, well, I'm kind of I'm standing back because I've already talked to him. I already done the eval kind of part. She's doing her thing. And she's like, well, all right, let's just pivot to the edge of the bed. And I'm already like, fuck, dude.
Well, because I asked him first, I said, hey, sir, wiggle your toes. Okay, that's telltale. Wiggle your toes. He was able to wiggle the toes. Then I'm like, move your ankles up and down like you're pressing on a gas pedal on a brake. So he does that. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, well, Alyssa, you're gonna have to have the bottom half of him. I got the top half.
Because usually, here's the thing though, usually when you do that, like if I can get the bottom half of him off the bed, he'll be leaning back for a little bit because if you're the back person, it's hard to bring their entire trunk up. Yeah. But once we have their legs down, I can then help you bring his trunk up and block in the front.
But the problem was his body habitus was too big and too wide that you having your hand on the back of his shoulder plus trying to move his legs was going to fuck your back up. And I saw it. And so you had one leg, my student had the other leg. So then I called the nurse. I'm like, hey, you need to help us from behind. So she's helping me to pivot him. And we have these in the hospital. We have these little slider sheets and they're either blue or purple. The purple ones are for are bariatric and they're for the heavier set patients. And the blue ones are just for everybody. The problem with these slider sheets is that they do their fucking job.
They fucking slide.
They make it easier for you to slide your immobile patient much easier. But as they get his legs off and on the floor, not even fully on the floor, I'm bringing his trunk up. But what he starts doing is retroposing, and
he starts laying the fuck back in the bed.
His whole butt starts sliding forward, and Alyssa's like, Monty, he's sliding. And I'm like, let me get his hip. Let me get the left side of his hip. So I try to pull in the left side of his hip and pull up, and bitch, my back went. And I was like, God damn it, let's put him back.
Because here's the thing. In a typical situation, your patient may slide, but there's like 3 things you can pull out of your ass to make sure that they don't. So if he starts leaning back and sliding off the bed, if you break that and bend them forward, then you're not sliding anymore because you're not like a log. You're up in a chair position. I can block you. You'll stop.
Right.
Or if which it was his problem too. One hip was sliding out, which happens. So usually if I can off weight that hip, she can pull the other one and we can be squared with the bed.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, dude.
He was too solid.
He was too solid. He was too big. He was too swollen and he wasn't initiating shit.
Nothing.
So usually we can be like, hey, you need to sit up. You need to sit up. You need nothing. Yeah. So he just started sliding. Breathe. And in the middle of me being like, I think we can fix this, I immediately was like, we can't fucking fix it.
We gotta go back now.
Because she was trying to move him in the back and I was like, any longer and he's gonna slide off this fucking bed and I don't know how we will get him back.
Yeah. And we were like, I'm not doing an incident report for getting this man out the floor.
Absolutely
so instead, we did an incident report for both of our fucking backs. Because
I was like, we're not doing an incident report, dude. And he's too wide for the Hoyer lift that we have, like the sling.
Yeah, he would fall. I don't even. First of all, his skin was already compromised, and he already had blisters. So we would just rip his skin to shreds. So that was a whole safety issue. So we had to have a second nurse come in the room and to get him back, and then to slide him toward the head of the bed. So then here comes Alyssa. Monica, you want to just Trendelenburg? So Trendelenburg is basically if you have the bed super flat, right? And then you basically put the head of the bed upside down. That's Trendelenburg. And I'm like, first of all, the surgery that he had, you can't make him Trendelenburg. Second of all that weight from his stomach going to his neck, the man was turning red as a freaking apple. And I'm like, we're going to kill him.
I understand that, but I want you to know in my head, all I can think is, I just fucked up my back for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
I also can't breathe, and I think I pulled something in my arm.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
we got to fucking use gravity as much as we can. And she's like, you will kill this motherfucker if we turn him on.
We're going to kill him. He already just had a major surgery.
But God, all I could see was him. I was like, I will have to throw my body up under this man if we fall, so that he's not.
And I would have just yoked him by his hair. That's all I would have been able to grab.
And honestly, you doing that wouldn't have even done anything because he's so heavy. So I was like, I'm gonna have to slide under this man so he doesn't hit the floor completely. And I'm not doing that.
No. So then we finally get him back into the bed, and we were like, as soon as we left the room,
5 people to get this man back in the bed.
That is not even said. And then as soon as we left the room, I said, so we're going to employee health, right?
100%. I walked my ass right down there.
Right to employee health, and they were like, both of y'all? Yes. On the same patient.
Every time I've had to go to employee health for hurting myself, it's been 2 people because that's the crazy shit that happened. Laura's like, it was both of you? Well, what happened? Didn't you have help? I'm like, yes, I do. These patients are huge.
And the thing is, too, like I had an incident that happened a couple weeks ago where I had this one patient. She had a very simple heart surgery. I mean, heart surgery is
as simple as heart surgery can be.
Right. The simplest heart surgery can be.
Was it a TAVR or something?
It was a TAVR. And so we get her on the bedside commode. She's perfectly fine. I'm in the middle of my eval, and I put the bedside commode away, further away from her to make her walk so I can do her gait assessment. And she sits on the bedside commode perfectly fine. She's talking conversive, everything. Her sister's in there, or her daughter or whatever was in. I think it was her sister. Anyway, they were in there. Her family member was in there. And all of a sudden, the lady passes out on the edge, on the bedside commode. I mean, this lady's maps. Her mean arterial pressure starts dropping from like 70, 60, 40. And I'm like, shit. So
is that real? Like,
right.
It's
so
always 3 seconds where you're like,
once it hit 50, I called the nurse because I was like, I already know what time it is. I already know what's getting ready to happen. And because she walked, like, it took her like 3-4 minutes to get to the bedside commode. So I'm like, you've been up for a minute. Like, you know.
Weird how that shit
and then so I called the nurse and I'm like, hey, yo, so-and-so, help me. And my student was there like, oh, I don't know what to do. And so I literally have to scoop this lady up because she's now passed the fuck out. And I have to scoop her up and I'm dragging her from the bedside commode to the bed. And I'm like, I wanted to make sure I documented that. Number 1, because I felt it the next day. But also 2, if she had sustained any injury from me dragging her there, you know, that would have been at least documented that, hey, she hurt herself because the therapist had to drag her from the bedside commode.
Because the physical therapist had to fucking yeet her back into the bed.
I really did have to yeet her ass right back in there. And then she lays on the bed and she's like, I think I passed out.
Here's the thing. It's never the falling or the passing out for me.
No.
I freak out because I'm like, if you hit the ground, how the fuck am I gonna get you back up?
And I'm gonna have to get you up. It's gonna ruffle my day, and then I'm gonna have to do an incident report. I don't feel like doing all that.
So it's always that part for me. I'm like, you can't hit the ground because there's no turning back. I cannot get you the fuck back up.
No, and especially with that patient who's 6 foot 391, but he's wide. Super wide. So I'm just like, we're not. And that's
it's the hard distended for me. Like, you're not doing
Immediately after that happened, I texted the nurse practitioner. I was like, I fucking hate you. I was like, you set us up for failure. And I'm just letting you know now.
Ankle pumps.
We're not seeing this patient again until we can come up with a better plan. Mm-hmm. Because if another staff member goes in there, they're going to fucking get hurt.
Chair mode, ankle pumps.
Don't even put the man in chair mode.
Those legs can't be dependent.
No. I'm like, y'all need to pull some more fluid off him. Something. I get it.
He's already on CRT. He's on next stage.
Very true. And he was constantly pulling shit. He was clotted off at the time, so we were like, perfect. He's not on dialysis.
Got 15 minutes.
So we can just go in.
Let's fucking do a mistake.
No. And his other nurse was over there playing with the machine. I'm like, bitch, put the machine down and come help us. Damn it. We already got 5 other people in here without you.
That's why I always get freaked out when our other patient starts doing it. He'll like he's not unresponsive, but he just gets quiet, and he does this thing where his eyes half closed, but you can see the whites. And I'm like, hey,
yeah.
You there? Because I'm like, if you go down, my friend, I don't know.
Well, you know, his wife says that their kids did the same thing.
That's so weird.
Yeah, because he did that again on Friday, and we were like, hey,
dude,
wake up.
And it's like he's just taking his, like, you know, you're moving around, people are moving you, so you're just taking your time to like close your eyes and relax, but his eyes only close halfway. You can only see the whites, and you're like, oh no, my friend.
And then you're like,
wake the fuck up.
LVAD looks fine. Maps already look janky because his hands all over the place with the stupid art line. Yeah, it's crazy. But the thing is, too, when it comes to physical and occupational therapists, we are some of the most injured people in the entire world. Like, the fact that we have, our bodies are literally our livelihoods, but we use our bodies for every single thing with these patients. And we can get hurt like with the drop of a dime. And I don't care what setting you work in. You can be an outpatient and get hurt. You can be an outpatient or inpatient, acute care, whatever the case may be. Skilled nursing facilities. If you work in a business of mobilizing people dead weight, you are at an increased risk of being hurt. And so this is why it's important to, when you get injured at work, document that shit. Go to your employee health the same day. And, you know, they, of course, tell us all the time, well, if you feel like, well, they just told us this recently. Well, even if you don't feel anything, but the situation happened, it's just better to document it and then have it on record. Know. Yeah, and I'm like, I went through a whole fucking pandemic with my back on fucking fire. I literally would have been in employee health every single goddamn day.
Yeah,
every day.
And it's also the thing where like your back may be a little but you'll do something one day at work that sets everything off.
Yeah,
and unless you have it documented, they're gonna be like, prove it.
Oh, we can't do anything.
Can't do anything.
Sorry. No.
I just feel like in this job, for the most part, the personalities that do this job are very much like, I'm the least broken person in the room.
Yeah.
I'm the one initiating the movement.
Right.
I will break me to fix you or to make sure you don't break yourself.
Absolutely.
More. So it's just now hitting me to where I'm like, I can't break myself.
No,
to
you're
not
only
break you.
you're not even 2 years into your career yet. No.
My back is fucked up.
No, I'm 8 years in and I'm done. I'm done breaking my back. I'm done not reporting shit.
I don't blame you.
I'm done getting injured on behalf of these patients. And they're just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, don't fucking be sorry. Fucking move.
I'm just
God
like,
damn it.
what point am I trying to prove? Whose hero am I trying to be? Like, me breaking my back for this patient is like, it will only be a detriment to me. It will be a detriment to this patient because then I can't treat them anymore. No one's going to give me, I might get like a pat on the back or something because, at least you tried.
Right.
No.
Instead, you're going to have a fucked up liver and kidneys because you keep taking all these goddamn Tylenol pills and Advil and shit.
I went straight to employee health. I was like, give me 5 of your finest ibuprofen.
She asked me, she was like, do you need any ibuprofen? I was like, no, I took some Advil before I came over here.
I need a straight steroid shot to my bum, please. Yeah. Thank you.
And I'm just like, let me just finish my, like, as soon as that happened, I told my student, I was like, I feel that immediately.
Dude, on your left side, I felt it on my left side.
It was on my left side. She was like, it looked like it hurt. Why did you help, Julia? I'm kidding.
That dummy. Freaking Julia. I love her so much. I felt so bad.
My student's name is not Julia, by the way.
It was a shit situation to be in. Like,
it really was.
If I was a student, I would have known what the fuck to do.
It was
I'm a therapist and I didn't know what the fuck to do.
I mean, I knew the only thing to do is to just not let him fall to the floor. I had my
thigh up in him, trying to just keep him. It was like, have you ever made a cake and you put too much batter in the pan? It was like trying to keep shit from spilling over. Out, like, let me scoop some shit out here. Let me just try. No. Anything.
I remember I had that one patient this was my very first PT job ever. And this was in Atlanta, and it was a patient. She was 800 pounds. Jeez, no lie. 800 pounds. And she was 36 years old. I remember her name, but I will not say it, obviously, for HIPAA violation purposes. But she was 800 pounds. She came in for a blood clot in her arm, and they had to cut her out of her apartment. And I got her on my list as a new grad because I had a preceptee. But she was like, oh, you go ahead and see this lady. Because for some reason, when I chart reviewed her, I did not see her weight. I don't know why. I just never saw it.
The weights. PT sees the weights more than I do.
I did not see this lady's weight. So when I walked in that room and I was like, knock, knock, knock. And I looked around the corner and I just saw her body kept going. I was like, I don't want to be a PT anymore,
dude. And
I was like, hey,
I feel so bad because I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to be that bitch who's like, you're big, I don't want to move you, right? Because I get it. But my thing is, you will probably need a lot of help.
No, ain't no probably. You don't need a lot of help.
Need a lot of help, and like, I just can't do it by my fucking self. And I don't want to make you feel shitty by being like, well, we can't move because I need an extra person. But like, I'm not trying to fuck up my shit today.
I'm not fucking up my back. I want to have kids someday. And then that's even what the nurses, one of the nurses came in, a guy, he was like, what you mean? You got Monica in here. Monica, you could have pulled them all by yourself. I was like, fuck you, dude. I want to have kids someday. You're not about to fuck up my uterus, okay? I'm not about to have a hernia because y'all want to have these fucking patients mobilized. Yeah. Fuck no. He needs to wait.
No life is more important than the other.
Hell no.
So that means
no.
My back is hurting just fucking talking about this.
Yeah, it was.
Woo,
yeah,
it was a wild ride.
I came home. I put ice on. I put E-stim, and I relaxed. So I'm just like, no. Absolutely not. I'm not sacrificing my body for any patient. I tell my students all the time, let them hit the fucking floor. Dude, I used to not say that, but at this point,
had I been in LR that week or the week before, we'd be having a completely different story.
Oh yeah.
The fact that my back got to rest for an entire week before this happened.
That's much better.
That's why, yeah.
So imagine being in LR every single week. It's like, no, I'm not doing it. So people at work, especially for you PTs and OTs, and just anybody, nurses too. If you mobilize people, if you're lifting dead weight people, report your injuries. Report them.
That lady from Employee Health was much nicer than I thought. I don't know why
she's always super nice.
It's because the last time I went to Employee Health, the person I dealt with was nice, but when I went to the urgent care, the doctor kind of was a dick and was like, oh, are you hurt? Sure, you're hurt. You're just in pain. And I was like, listen, dude, I know that this isn't a big deal. I'm just here to cross my eyes and dot my teeth. What is it?
Cross your teeth and dot your eyes.
Not your eyes, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm like, my job sent me here because I made a complaint because I hurt myself and I'm not trying to just like med seek or whatever. And he just acted like I was making a big deal out of nothing.
Because you're black.
I know.
You're a pill seeker. That's what they think of you. But yeah, it was it just protect your back, because I'm telling you, in this profession, like, even too, like when we had this one patient that was like super confused, and he was so funny. He thought, I don't know why my student keeps having these weird people. This man was like, yeah, for some reason I was talking to the doctors yesterday saying, hey, if you need extra hearts, I got a storage of extra hearts. And I was like, and surprisingly his son works for the FBI. I was like, you might want to stop saying that.
We walk in and the wife is wearing full FBI get up. Yeah. And I looked at Monty, I was like,
I was like, do you work for the FBI? She's like, oh no, it's my son. She's like, oh no, I definitely wouldn't be wearing this if I worked for the FBI. Well, bitch, you not working for them and you wearing it. So it's
honestly, it's the best cover up. Like, oh, I would never wear this if I worked for the FBI. Then you'd work for the FBI.
Exactly. But even when we were getting, my student was getting ready to stand him, he tried to put his hands behind her neck. And I'm like, do not put your hands behind any therapist, any nurse's neck to get up.
You told his patient, you can put your arms around my neck. And I was like,
he gonna get a fucking spinal cord injury.
Anyone here gonna tell him anything?
And let that patient rip his whole fucking spine out of his neck. Because that's exactly what's getting ready to happen.
Yeah, I got dead weight.
Yeah. No. That's stupid. That's the dumbest thing you could ever tell somebody. My neck
thinking about it.
You will, let me tell you something.
I literally will, I said, hands on my elbows, take your hands off my neck.
Girl, you put your hands anywhere other than my elbows and I'm going to knock you out. Okay? Don't you ever fucking grab nobody's neck.
No me toque, sway. That's what I say.
Definitely not. Not going to happen.
Oh, this week. I can't wait for this week.
Oh, God. This is going to be my students' last week. Y'all pray for me. Oh, Jesus. Lord God
you
from
have to
Zion.
See your own patient. I cannot tell you how many times that I'm in a room with her student and I have to yell, no, hey, Monty, come in, because I need her ass and she's out fucking thotting and bopping at the nurse's station.
I am delegating. Thank you. I'm doing other things.
I walked into a room the other day with her student. It was a re-eval. I knew this guy had a cabbage and then they took it out and put an Impella in or something.
Yeah.
I fucking pulled off the covers. I was like, what the fuck was wrapping on his foot? I come out in the hall. I said, Monty. She goes, what? I said, what happened to his toes? She goes, what do you mean? What do you mean his toes? I said, he doesn't have them. What the fuck happened to him? A weight bearing staff? She goes, what the fuck? She was
like, I didn't read that about his goddamn feet.
She walks in, she goes, oh shit, let me go ask.
I was like, oh shoot, he's missing part of his foot. And I go back in, I was like, nah, that happened before we got here.
In the meantime, I asked the patient, I'm like, so, I know the foot surgery. We had that before everything else, right? He was like, yeah. I said, did they tell you something special about walking on that? When's the last time you put weight on it? And he was telling me all the things. As soon as he told me the whole spiel, you came in, you're no, we're good. Podiatry cleared him. I was like, no, thank you.
He had that surgery before he got admitted here. That is not us. You are good to continue.
That was my day where the chart reviews kept doing that shit to me. And I was like, did I not read anything?
Sometimes you will walk in these patients' rooms and you're just like, you have no legs? Yo, what the fuck?
I walked in a room, I chart reviewed. There was nothing. This man had just gotten brought up from the ER. So there's probably like the H&P, maybe like one other note. I walk in there. I'm asking him all these questions. When's the last time he was walking? Does he do his ADLs on his own? Yada, yada, yada. I said, so you live at a facility. Do they help you get into a wheelchair? What do you do? He's like, yeah, I get into a wheelchair. I said, do you propel it by yourself or do you need help? He's like, well, I only have the one arm, so I would just go in circles. Motherfucker had the blanket up all around him, covering his whole left side. He had literally a AKA on the left, and he had a stroke. So this was a flaccid arm, contracted.
Oh, I thought he was just missing an actual arm.
No, but he had the blanket, so I wasn't seeing any of it. And I pulled the blanket back, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Girl,
why wasn't this in my chart?
I'm telling you, you can deep dive as much as you can in a patient chart, but when you walk in there and you pull back them covers, you don't know what the hell you're gonna
and I'm trying to test the arm, and he's like, it doesn't do anything. And I was like, I'm just making sure.
I know, just want to make sure.
Just wanted to double check.
You're telling the truth here, buddy. I just want to make sure you're telling the truth.
I died when he was like, well, I could push it, but I only have the one arm, so I just go in circles. And I was like, oh.
It's like, sir, please don't say that.
Said, please fire me.
I don't want to laugh in your face right now, and I absolutely will.
No, that's the day when I was like, I got to quit my job.
Yeah, report your workplace injuries. Do not let these jobs exacerbate issues that you already have.
Truly.
Don't let them exhaust your body. Report this stuff if you have a, employee health area, workers' comp, whatever the case may be, because I'm telling you, I tell my students all the time. That's why even when I get students, I always ask them when they first get to me, is it okay that I touch your body to help you with your body mechanics? And they're always like, yes. And I'm like, obviously I'm not going to touch your ass or your private parts or anything like that.
But she like rubs her hand down their back.
But in the moment when they're working with patients, I'm like, your trunk is rolled, flatten your back, put your butt down and go into a deep squat. And they're just like, oh, it feels much better. And I'm like, yes, because you can't see your body when you're doing it a lot of times. But when obviously once you get to understanding body mechanics and you start to do it correctly all the time, you can feel when your body mechanics are off. But for my students, they can't feel that. And so even there are some times where my student, Julia, we're just going to say that for the podcast, she's moving and I'm just like, did you feel that in your back? Yeah, I kind of felt it. Yeah, you were rolled. And this is why I came and tapped you on your back. Because I'm like, hey, flatten out your back. So yeah,
it's hard,
but it really is, but especially when you're in the middle of doing the patients.
Mechanics, dude.
Yeah, but even when you use good body mechanics, I felt like honestly we both used good body mechanics and we still got fucking hurt.
Yeah,
like it doesn't matter how good your body mechanics are. 400 pounds of dead weight is just 400 pounds of dead weight.
You can plan all you want and you can modify how you're going to do something and you could be perfect, but once your patient does something crazy, all bets are off.
Pretty much.
And because you're trying to compensate and you're trying to,
it's not going to work.
It's just not work.
It's just not going to work. So needless to say, I told the supervisor, I was like, hey, we're not seeing this patient and this is why. Two of us got hurt, and until we can find a better plan, or unless he can actively do some stuff with the nursing staff or the restorative aid or something. It's just
one of those things where
like the
bed will make or break you. Like he's on the best bed for his scenario, right?
Yeah, he is.
He can't be on a normal bed, which would be better for us to move him. He can't be on the biggest bed because that'll be a pain in the ass for us to try to move him. And that slides way worse. So he's on the Goldilocks middle bed and still we can't do anything.
No. Definitely not. So yeah, it's horrible.
So that's a little bit about our week and the challenges we've had. But you guys just, pray for us. Send a little prayer up.
Yes, because I'm telling you, if I see him on my list tomorrow, he's getting no time.
I can guarantee that motherfucker's going to be on my eval. See how I'm following.
I put on there, let drop.
I put eval only discharged on my kick him off. I said he's not appropriate till he's appropriate, baby, and I'll tell you when.
Actually, I won't tell you. I'll just wait for the nurse practitioner to come back around and be like, hey, when is he appropriate? Not today.
When he's sitting at the edge of the bed.
With the nursing staff by himself.
There you go.
Okay, then we'll come in because, again, I'm going to have children someday from my biological womb, okay? My biological birth, my physical birth canal.
Yes.
You are not going to bust up my uterus.
No.
Or give me a hernia. Okay?
No, I'm not about to. No. And it's unnecessary. He's not.
Really is.
No, he passive range.
Listen, you're going to be in the hospital for a while, bro. We got time.
Yeah, he can't even do restorative. He's still swollen.
Yeah, he's super swollen.
You can't even bend
He's
him.
so swollen, he's gotten blisters everywhere. So it's just like, we're way off from mobilizing right now. Let's just work on staying alive.
What? We had some wishful thinking. We went in there, we did our job, and we promptly exited. Dude, when I tell you all of this happened in 15 minutes.
It really did.
It was a mess.
But even till you get, different kind of not pushback, but you get these unrealistic expectations from your leadership as well too. Like, oh, we got to meet productivity. And you got to do this and you got to do that. Man, fuck that productivity. You're not about to fuck up my back. You're not about to do it. I don't give a shit about your productivity. Fuck you and your productivity. Not gonna do it. Nope. Because you're gonna end up paying more.
Yeah.
Like,
they're not going to pay for your doctor's bills.
No. And if I'm out, I ain't got no Aflac.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. But yeah, protect yourself, protect your neck. Don't let these companies fuck you back up. That's all I'm saying. Anything else we need to discuss before we go?
Period. Poo. No, I think that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Nothing more interesting to say.
All right, Sophia Campos, you will be getting your Thin Mints. We'll be putting them in the mail. Thank you so much for all the people who continue to participate in our questionnaires on social media.
Keep taking the surveys, y'all.
Yes, keep taking the surveys.
Polls.
Absolutely, because you never know what kind of prize you're going to win, even if it's some nasty-ass Thin Mints.
Okay. On that note.
The song is not there. I got to get your ass in that corner. I told you it's not there. Really? You really think you're a producer, don't you? Goodbye.
I wish I was a producer.
We are done.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.